What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So I want to talk about the red flags that determines if a person is a narcissist. Now, I did a video similar to this topic a while back, but it mostly focused on a narcissist once you start dating again. But in this video, this is pertaining to anyone in general, not just someone, not like a love interest or something like that, not just so much of a date, but just anybody, because people can meet anyone who can be a narcissist and they end up, having a long-term friendship with them. So again, I just want to give a long list of signs that a person is a narcissist. Now, this video is inspired by one of the narcissist abuse support groups that I'm in on Facebook. And the question was posted on yesterday: what are the red flags? And even though you should go by your gut instinct, a lot of people still don't really know what to look out for, because narcissists are very clever, they're fast talkers, and they can put one over on you real quick. And a lot of times that's how they deceive us early on, as soon as we meet them. So to help people out as far as not really knowing, what to look for in a person, period, when you first meet them, I just thought I would do this video. So I answered the question under, that comment yesterday: making plans for y'all without permission. And also, I'm going to give y'all like some examples of what I mean by that. And that's like, for instance, what they do is they always suggest something that y'all should do. And even though, it's something that they're interested in and you never heard of it, they don't give you the opportunity to say, well, yeah, maybe another time. I never heard of that. And just because you never heard of it, to a narcissist, they take that as, oh, well, you should look into it. It's like they just overstep their boundaries by trying to force their, taste on you, or their preferences on you. They don't give you a chance to even decline the offer for anything, because they're so pushy. They want you to just accept anything they throw your way or they suggest that you do. The second one is, again, not allowing you to explore your own options. And that's kind of like the same thing. It's like they're just so pushy and, oh, I suggest you do this. You should try that. And even if you try to get off the conversation, they will continue to take you back to it until you agree to it. That's just how controlling and bossy they are. So those are the first two signs or red flags that you have just met a narcissist. The third one is advising you. Well, I just said that, advising you to try this or try that. The fourth one is keep directing the conversations back to whatever it is that they were talking about. And this goes along with how they love to just talk about them. With a narcissist, when you're in a conversation with them, they always pretty much just me, I just keep it on whatever it is that they want to talk about. They never let you get off into a conversation so that they can engage more, like a back and forth, an exchange, a normal conversation. They never allow it to go that way. They have to always keep the conversation mainly on what they want to talk about. They have to be in control of the conversation at all times. And it's very annoying. And like I say, this is not just for people who are out on a date with someone who they just met and you're trying to, case them or whatever to see if this is someone that you want to see again in the future. This is just for anybody. It can be a dinner date with a work associate or whatever, just anybody. You just have to be careful who you get acquainted with, because, narcissists are everywhere. And the next one is coming off as a victim or cheated on in their past relationships. They love to talk about the past relationships. They love to keep that innocent image as, oh, I was just such a good person. I was so blind. How did I not see it coming? It's like they just want you to agree with the fact that, how they feel about themselves. Like, well, you seem so nice and I can't believe that they treated you that way. And a lot of times we all do that. When we really not thinking ahead, we all fall into that trap of agreeing with a narcissist and helping them be a victim of their past relationships, not even really knowing the facts, because they lay it on us so heavy. They make it sound so true to where we believe everything that they say. And, that is what paints a picture of people in their past as a bad person. And a lot of times if we cross, if we cross paths with those people who they have talked so bad about, we automatically prejudge these people. That's just like a normal human reaction, which is not a good thing. And it's just something that we have to, readjust our thinking to and our judgment to, as far as, listening to what a narcissist is saying. Like, we have to be open-minded to the fact that, well, it's two sides to a story. And the narcissist, they don't like that. They don't like when you sound like you have doubts about what they're saying, or you're being fair about what it is that they're telling you about the ex. They want you to just automatically agree with what they're saying about the ex on how bad the person was because how bad they were treated. And we don't even know that for a fact. So that's one of the signs that you're dealing with a narcissist, is by how much they keep talking about the ex and ragging on the ex and just making these people sound like really bad people who they were with. The next one is telling you how much they need someone like you. They love to make you feel so soaked in. They want you to feel needed. They need you to feel needed so that you can be more drawn into them. And, that's one of the biggest ways that the narcissists, how they get you, is by making you feel a certain way. And we fail to question, like, like, I don't know, like, what is it is that I can do, to better your life or your situation? Like, why me? Why do you feel that way about me? We never really question the narcissist as far as, well, we don't question people, because at this point, what I'm speaking on, we don't even know that they are narcissists. Again, that's just one of the signs that you may be dealing with a narcissist, by the way they always feel needy. Like, see, I need you. See, that's why I got to talk to you. I got to talk to you all the time. I'm going to call you when I have problems. It's like they're just forcing themselves on us. They're not even asking our permission. Can I call you sometimes if I need someone to talk to? Or you seem like a good person, that listens to people's problems. That's one way to say it. But to just automatically make this person your your baggage, your wastebasket, it's like that just goes to show how selfish they are, and they don't consider other people's feelings. So yeah, that's one thing to look out for, how quick they are to choose you without your permission. They just appoint you to be the person who they need to vent to all the time. And the next one is they love to talk about how long it's been since they had sex. And I think that's so disgusting and such a huge turnoff, because it's like, we just met. And again, not only just people who we go out on a date with, but even like the chick who I worked with who's a narcissist. We didn't know each other that well, and she wanted to jump into these conversations about the guy or guys who she was sleeping with. And, I was like, you're telling a lot about yourself to say you just met me. And it's not a good look. Like, it's not something you should be proud of. You shouldn't be bragging on, your hit list. It's like it's making you look bad as a woman to be sleeping around. And at the same time, you are holding these men accountable for y'all not working out. Because at the time, again, I didn't know she was a narc. And she was holding these people victim to not, wanting to be with her, when I really didn't even know the full story. I didn't even know that it's not that they didn't want to commit to her, is that she was a narcissist. And they were just going along with what it was she was giving them as far as her behavior towards them. But yes, they love to talk about sex, even on a date. Like, somebody mentioning sex so early on in a conversation, we just met. Like, who want to talk about that? Because that's going to make you think, well, that's all you want with me. Like, stop trying to, take it there. I just met you. Like, dang, we just met and you already talking about this. But to me, personally, that's a big turnoff. Don't start talking about sex with me. Like, you have to be able to get on my level to the point where you can change the conversation and talk about some higher level things that are going on in this world, not just things that are going on with us. Our inner thoughts about other things that have nothing to do with nothing. So, yeah, but personally, that's just me. It's a huge turnoff, but that is something to think about as far as meeting someone new or going out on a date or whatever. And they quick to talk about their sex life. That says a lot about them. Another one is, they say things like, I would love to take you out on a date, but it's a money issue. It's always a money issue. Someone also mentioned in another comment that they say, oh, dang, I left my wallet at home. That's like the number one excuse that narcissists use. I left my wallet. I left my purse. And, because they just want the person to say, oh, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. And then they know at that very moment, like, I got you. This is the person that, I know for sure I can use. They will be my next victim, because they are quick to take up the tab. They do it once, they'll do it again. They know that they can use that trick on you. And then on top of that, they just broke. They're deadbeat. They just don't want to be responsible for anything. They're just leeches. They just want to bum off people. They feel like that they shouldn't be responsible for paying for their own, food or whatever. And then they're not good at treating you anyway, because with the narcissist, it's all about what they can get from you as opposed to what they can do for you. So the next one is, again, I've already mentioned, too much venting, just venting, putting all these problems on you. Like, who wants to talk about all this stuff and I just met you? Stop putting all that on me. I mentioned about that in another video that doesn't really have nothing to do with red flags, but just people in general. People should ask your permission to vent to you, because, that gives you like low vibrational energy. And who wants to, be in the midst of that? Like, I don't want to hear about your problems for a whole hour long and you haven't learned anything about me. You just kept the conversation on you and your problems. Another thing is, they're in deep thoughts while you're talking. They pretended like they heard what you were saying, because when you're done talking, they're like, mm-hmm. But they wasn't really listening to you. Or they sucked in just enough they need to get from you so that they can hold that against you in the future, or they can use that against you some type of way to benefit for themselves. But they don't really care about what you're talking about. Because trust me, they're going to quickly shift the conversation back to them. Another one is, being too agreeable, pretending again like they care. They don't care what you're saying. Like, They do that and they're not really listening to what you're saying. Another one is mirroring you. Someone mentioned another comment. They repeat things to you immediately after you just said it to them. I hate that. I've had people do that to me. Like, stop repeating what I just said to you and pretending like you came up with it. I'm telling y'all, I hate that. It's like, why are you using my lingo? You didn't even come up with that on you got that from me. Or I hear them mention it to someone else. Another one is just sounding controlling and demanding. Just being pushy, just coming on too strong. Want too many, they just need too much from you. The love bombing. And another one is bragging and lying about places where they've been and they've visited different places. And one of the dead giveaways that they're lying about that is how they say, oh, I've been so many places, but they could never tell you where or what are their exact experiences as far as going to those places. So yeah, those are just some of the red flags or early signs that you've met a narcissist by the way that they communicate on the first time that y'all go out on a lunch date or a dinner date or whatever. So if this video was helpful to anyone or you want to add anything to that list, feel free to leave the comments down below. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll talk to you on Wednesday.